Sure. So, in addition to being a licensed clinician, I also serve as an associate pastor, and have been for some time at my local church in Baltimore. And so, for me, I tend to do a lot of integration of mental health and spirituality. So, whether I'm in a pulpit preaching or teaching or doing some sort of workshop or seminar, in a church setting, then I do a lot of awareness and integration for people in a spirituality framework. I do identify as a Christian myself. However, I speak and do work with people from a broad array of spirituality backgrounds and respectful of who they are and their spirituality and their traditions. That translates into my individual one-to-one work with my clients, because my clients, some of my clients also are, Christians, and those that want to, I can integrate mental health and spirituality from a Christian framework in my one-to-one work with them. But then I have clients who, are not, don't identify as Christian. They may, identify a broad array of either religious, I generally say either a particular religious tradition or some sort of spirituality framework. Because some of my clients don't connect with maybe a particular religious tradition, but they may have their own sense of what spirituality is and means to them,
Right.
and for them. So,
Right.
yeah.
How does that change from client to client when you're working with one client with more of a Christian base and then with someone who has a broader base? How does the conversation differ, if at all?
Sure. One of the questions that when I first start working with a client, and for a lot of us as clinicians, we've been trained to do an initial assessment of biopsychosocial. I do a biopsychosocial spiritual.
Okay.
So with that framework, meaning I do take some time to unpack and dissect with my clients. One of my general questions from the beginning, I will say, are you connected to a particular religious tradition or spirituality framework? So that can vary from client to client.
I would imagine.
Some of my clients will say, yes, I am this, or I am this, or I grew up this. But,
right.
Some people go through a crisis of faith where they get older and they change, or they make a transition for whatever reason. So I will, I'll just work with them. My graduate school program was great because it was a mixture, in the sense that it gave us the foundation with the behavioral sciences, but it taught us how to recognize our own spirituality in our work with our clients, but also how to work with clients from wherever their spirituality was or is.
Right.
And I have clients who have no type of connection to any sort of religious tradition or spirituality as well.